Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Norhidayah Fitriani. This video is for my English material development assignment about what I think of the self-paced learning that I have joined. And I joined self-paced learning in website Alison. That lesson provided 4 modules. From module 1 until 3 is about the material that I have to study. Each of those modules provided 8 topics, included the outcome that learners can get after learn the material. And for the last module, or the 4th module, is the test or assignment. It's like a test to clarify the knowledge that we got from the previous materials that we learned. And for me, the self-paced learning that I joined, it was interesting because the material provided each modules explained with the simple word and directly, and also there's no difficult words that I cannot understand, and it's quite easy to understand the topic about, because it is one of asynchronous learning. The website also includes columns comments to discuss the topic about, or it can help us to ask some question about the topic to the other people from all over the world. And each of the modules also provided summary. It helps us to reread the material or review with short explanation. And let me explain more about each modules in self-paced learning that I have used using this website. The first module, it's the learner that explained about ESL, or English as a second language, for non-native speakers of English in an English-speaking country. And that EFL stands for English as a foreign language and means learning English in a non-English speaking country. That include 4 basic skills such as reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Characteristic of English language learners such as age, education background, the native language they speak, and etc. The strategies that will support language development in adult learners, such as learn about your learners and their needs, use lots of visual aids in the classroom, and etc. Also, the first module explains the 4 key reading skills, or in ESL learners to develop their learning in English, such as phonological processing, vocabulary development, semantical processing, and schema activation. It is important for ESL instructors to spend a lot of time to developing a student's oral vocabulary before teaching them and read and write. Module 2 about learning comprehension, that explain there are 4 techniques that instructions can use to help learners acquire English language proficiency as quickly as possible. The 3 kinds of instructional methods that are used in the ESL learning process, such as total physical response, or TPR, audiolingual methods, cooperative language learning, and also for module 3 explain about teaching and assessing, that explain about the strategies for effectively managing and multi-level ESL class, such as conducting a needs assessment to determine the learner's needs, establish rule for the first class, demonstrating concern for learners, keeping learners constantly engaged, and also etc. It's also explained about the stages in creating an ESL lesson plan, such as define learner's objective, review previous cover materials, introduce new materials, present new materials. And when ESL instructors are deciding what to include in a grammar lesson, they have to consider such as about the relationship between grammatical structures and language function, frequency of use, necessity for conveying meaning, and also it's explained about In Module 3, explain about an effective assessment meets situational demand. There are three basic types of validity. First is content validity, construct validity, and also phase validity. And for the last explanation about this self-paced learning between synchronous and asynchronous, for me, if I might choose as teachers, of course I will choose synchronous, but as a students I will choose asynchronous because it's cheaper than synchronous. I think synchronous become more expensive because using our data of provider on our smartphone. It's because the video conferences that span a lot of data that we have. So as students I will choose asynchronous, and as a teacher I will choose synchronous, both of them. But I think we cannot be neutral, like use both of them, like synchronous and mix with asynchronous is more better, because we cannot only use synchronous, and I think we cannot only use asynchronous. Both of them have the advantages and also disadvantages. The most important thing, how we can how as teachers we can develop our material become more better with this pandemic. We can deliver the material, and the students can understand the material well and contact with us if they have some question that they want to ask about the material. I think that's the most important thing, and something that still we can do in this pandemic. And that's what I can say in my presentation. And I'm sorry there's a lot of mistake, maybe or some word that I say is not quite clear. I hope you still understand and get the point that I want to say in this video. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.